Welcome back to the Trading Desk. Nicole, that was a great interview with James Altucher. It was all about, the gamesmanship that goes on in business, in markets, in games like chess.
Exactly. I think he's so right in saying that you have to really be passionate about what you're doing and how you're moving in the markets and stay involved and watch for what's happening.
And the way that you do that is also you think kind of 3 steps ahead. That's what, I'm not a great chess player. I always played it maybe when I was younger. And the thing that I always liked about the game, and even checkers, was I was always thinking, okay, if I do that, here's the 3 things that can happen. You try to play the scenarios.
And you can read the books on, what's the best strategy if you're in this situation. But like he was saying, there's no holy grail to what you're actually doing in the markets.
There isn't, and that is the whole thing. You try to contain and contextualize that risk scenario always, and say, okay, I know I'm going to lose this much. I think if you go into the game saying I can lose my pawn, I can use my rook, then I know I'm okay with that. If you sit well with that on that side of the game and playing the
well,
table.
always, as long as the risk is worth the return, then.
So a couple things that I think we wanted to talk about to kind of tie this in and educate people a little bit on the subject was there's a number of ways that you can get involved in markets if you're not involved, if you're not a trader. Not everybody, they're scared by it.
For instance, people in my demographic, people that are around my age and interests, might be more interested in a type of exchange that isn't the typical market, such as like a share builder account or something.
Right.
In that there's actually something called the Hollywood Exchange, which is hsx.com.
Right, so the Hollywood Stock Exchange.
Yes, exactly, where you can actually buy and sell your predictions of how a certain movie will do or how a certain actor will do once it actually hits the market.
And it's really a futures market that Hollywood actually uses and the producers use to see, if we put this actor or this actress in this movie, what type of response do we think we'll get in the marketplace even before the movie.
What does the populace think of our selection of actors or actresses?
And again, it's that populist notion that really drives markets always. I mean, there's always some momentum. It's either up or down or no momentum.
Which is also why InTrade is so successful. InTrade.com, INTRADE.com, is because you can bet on anything, literally.
And you can.
From American Idol to whatever.
And this was started in Ireland about a decade ago, maybe a little bit more, maybe 12 years now. I remember first seeing the product, and the Irish and the English love to punt or they love to bet. So tell us a little bit about that, because it is a fascinating site, and you can put real money and real dollars in play on this exchange.
Yeah, well, for instance, it's actually a little bit like gambling, but it's legal, so you don't have to worry about that. But you can really bet on anything, from American Idol, who's going to win the Super Bowl, who's going to win a certain political race.
Right.
And actually, statisticians will follow these populists, because basically it's predicting who might win.
Well, and a lot of times the masses are usually wrong when it comes to these types of localized events. I mean, you tell me, what is the difference in your mind between gambling and speculating? Because to me, I agree, there is if you're gambling, that's like a flip of a coin, right? There is no, the outcomes are, not quite 50-50, but they're there. Mm-hmm. So what is the difference in your mind between gambling and speculating?
I would say speculating, you can actually use information that you have in the past to actually make an educated guess for the future. Mm-hmm. Whereas gambling is, well, I really hope that this is going to work out.
Right, so hope versus I think I have some edge.
Exactly.
Would that be something that you would think? And where would you think you'd have some edge in your knowledge and your station of life right now? What's something that you have a lot of passion over?
I would say probably music or something to do with certain performers that are coming out. I can't say I'm all that educated in the entertainment industry, but there is some fascination behind it for me.
I mean, do you think you could hear a song and say, that could be a top 20 song if it were able to be played on a radio?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. So, maybe, I wonder if there's got to be an exchange. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of music products out there on the internet right now. Last.fm, Moog, radio is a new one, Spotify, iTunes, but they don't really have that component really where you've got a market component. I think there's a great opportunity out there.
You want to go into business and start one?
I'm telling you, it's interesting, but it all comes down to what are people most buying, what are they selling, and that's where the price comes into the gamesman side of things.
Right, and that's just how people get their feet wet in something that they may not know a lot about trading, but they know they want to get involved, and if it's something that they're really interested in, they can follow and they can use their past education and information, then.
Well, a couple things that are happening in Bend as we come into the summer months right now. The farmers market is kicking off here on Wednesday. You'll find it in Drake Park, and then I believe in Fridays and the afternoons over at the St. Charles parking lot. So for the Trading Desk, Nicole Minteens, I'm Matt Davio. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time back here on the Trading Desk with different ideas and assets for you to trade.